Welcome back, my fellow mobile gamers. My name is NimbleThor, and today in my mobile gaming quest, we are going to check out The Elder Scrolls Legends, which is a turn-based collectible card game set in the fantasy Elder Scrolls universe. And despite actually having played Skyrim, and this game releasing all the way back in 2017 initially, I hadn't played it until one of you fine folk recommended me that I check it out, and so here we are today, where we're gonna play some of the single player. We may get into one of the multiplayer matches as well, but let's just dive into it. So first of all, this is a true, good old collectible card game, which means that there are no stupid card upgrades that makes our cards stronger, and there's no equipment or heroes that we have to level up, and so on. Instead, we collect cards, we build decks, and we head into single and multiplayer matches. And we go first here, so we can choose to replace one or more of our cards. We may just want to replace these two because their mana cost is all too high. So let's talk a bit about the combat. We start out with 1 mana and the opponent also has 1 mana. Now, since we start out, we would have the option to deploy something first, but all of these cards cost 2 or more mana. So the only option we have right now is to really just skip our turn and see what the opponent is up to. So they are playing a card here. Let's have a look at it. So this one has 2 in attack and 1 in defense. You can see attack on the left side, defensive stats on the right side. And it seems to have been boosted. Oh, wait, but now it fell to just 1. Oh, okay, so the goblin has +2 on your turn. Okay, so on their turn it has +2, but when it's our turn, it doesn't have those +2. So right now it only has 1 in attack. So now what we can do is either deploy this card here in the left lane or in the right lane. And the right lane has what's called Shadow. It's a Shadow lane, which means that we can't be attacked on the opponent's next turn, so we may just want to deploy it over there. This adds an extra tactical element to the game, because on the left lane, we don't have that Shadow. So typically, if you have a card that is really strong in attack, but has a very low defense, you might just want to play that one in the Shadow lane instead. But apart from that, we just go from turn to turn, and we deploy new cards here. Look at that. The opponent actually deployed what is called a guard, which means we have to destroy that one first before we can start attacking the opponent, who is sitting at 30 HP, and we have 27 HP. So now that we have 3 mana, let's look at our options. We can choose to deploy this card and deal 3 damage to any of the cards or the opponent directly, or we can deploy this card. I'm gonna deploy this card, then I'm gonna attack with this card to destroy the guard there, and that destroyed our card as well, because whenever we initiate a battle, both cards deal their attack. And so that means that we will be really running through a lot of cards very, very quickly in this game. So now we only have 1 mana left, so there's nothing left to do. Then end our turn, and then wait to see what the opponent might just be up to. Now, what's interesting about this game is that not all of the cards are hero cards. Some of them, like this one, will be an action card that can deal 3 damage. And this one, for example, is an item that we can equip on any of our existing cards out here. So this one would add 4 in attack and 1 in defense. Not really that useful to use right now, so I think instead we are probably just gonna deploy. You know what we're gonna do? We're actually gonna... Okay, so listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take out that card, we're gonna play a bit defensive here, and then with this one we're gonna attack. Oh, wait, it's shackled. We can't attack? I didn't see that coming, guys. Alright, we're shackled. So that must have been some sort of debuff that the opponent somehow put on us. And now they destroyed our card as well, and they have free reign to attack us. That is unfortunate. So let's have a look at the card that the opponent played over here. When you summon another creature, Murkwater Savage gained +1 in attack and in defense. Okay, guys, we have to be careful here. What do we want to do? Let's just quickly go through the cards we have. We have this one, which is going to deal 1 damage when we summon it, so that might actually be beneficial. I think I'm going to deploy that one over here. And we have 2 mana left. Is that enough? No, that's not enough to do anything, but what we can do is attack this one immediately with that arrow and then end our turn here. Now, he is probably gonna... Oh, he's gonna shackle us. He's gonna shackle us again and destroy us completely. Oh, man, we're down to 18 in HP now. 15 in HP, actually. That's unfortunate. But don't worry, guys. We can still turn this around. I believe we can still turn this around. We're getting lots of cards here, and we now have 6 in mana. This deck that I'm using right now does require a lot of mana, and what that means is that I very typically lose a lot of HP in the beginning, but we can actually turn this around. We just have to be very, very clever now. So we could deploy this one, for example, which would survive an attack from the guy over there, but you know what? I think I'm actually just gonna attack the card over there to destroy it, to make sure that they don't deal 3 extra damage on their turn, and then I'm gonna deploy this one over here, because it has 4 in defense, so it's enough to withstand an attack from this Murkwater Goblin. And with that, we're gonna end our turn. Fingers crossed. Oh, it's getting buffed again. Of course it's getting buffed because it deals 3 damage every time it's their turn. That is unfortunate. They deployed another Shadow card over there. We won't be able to attack that one on our next turn anyway. So instead, What do we want to do now, guys? I think we should maybe just go for deploying this one here. And you know what? I'm gonna give a creature over here 2 extra defense, and it's gonna be this one here. And then now we actually still have 5 mana left. Look at this. Now we're rolling. Look at this. I'm gonna use this item card here to get 7 in attack and 7 in defense. And now we're ready to roll. Look at this, guys. We're gonna attack that guy down to 23 HP now. We still only have 12, but fret not. I have a good feeling about this. We may be able to turn the tide here, depending on what the opponent is going to do right now. So let's have a look at this. They're going to attack one of our cards, and we destroyed them. Yes, finally, starting to go a tiny bit better here. We do have to take out that creature on the right side, though, eventually. Oh, it's going to give us... Yeah, it's going to destroy our card. Okay, we do have to take that one on the right side out rather quickly because they are starting to become a bit too strong over there. So you know what? We can choose to, for example, deploy this one and destroy a creature completely. May not be the most optimal choice. Let's see if we have something with lots of defense. Like this card, for example. We can deploy this one over here, and this is a good option because the opponent won't be able to take that one out by just using one of its opponents. It will have to attack with both of its opponents instead. They're on the right side in the right lane. And now what do we want to spend the last 4 mana on? We can deploy a guard. That is probably a good idea as well. So let's deploy a guard over here. And what else? Other friendly creatures in this lane get +1 in damage. You know what? Why not? Let's deploy this one. 8 in damage. We're going to attack the opponent. And now he is down to 15. So now we just have to survive for a little bit more. And then I think we will actually win this match. Look at this. 15. Oh, 18. They're recovering the HP. 18 in HP. And we have 7 now. Down to 7. This is getting a bit too close for comfort, honestly. I'm a bit afraid of what's going to happen here. So what do we want to do? What may we want to do? I think we should probably use this one to destroy a card. But first, I'm just going to attack the opponent here. And I'm going to... Wait, what is this one? It's destroying a card completely. So how about we destroy this one over here because it has 3 in attack. And I really don't want them to attack with that one on the next turn. So they only have 11 HP left now. What we could choose to do is just buff this card over here with 2 extra defense. And then we could actually also choose to give it some extra attack power. Should we do that, guys? Should we go for that? You know what? Let's just go for that. So let's buff this one even further. Can't we buff it? Did I read wrong? Oh, it automatically buffs it. Okay, so now with this one, let's just attack this card over here. And then, you know, they're gonna be able to do 2 in attack maybe on the next turn. Probably a bit more. Maybe... Oh, they can actually do 4 in attack. And now they can do 5 in attack. It's getting a bit close here, guys. We only have 4 HP left. 4 HP left. Oh! And did that end their turn? No, it didn't. 2 HP left. But I think that's gonna end their turn. And now I think we will go for a win here, guys. Look at this. Yes. Here we go. Come on, attack. And there we go. We won. That was intense. That got pretty close there at the end. By the way, guys, more of this single-player content can be unlocked through in-app purchases. So yes, Bethesda knows that we want to pay for some more of that amazing Bethesda storytelling. And they utilize that by selling us more single-player content. And the other thing we can buy through in-app purchases is, of course, new card packs. And they are insanely expensive. They cost $4 for just 2 card packs with 6 cards in each of them. So you really have to spend a lot of money on this game or grind for a very long time if you want to get all of the cards out there, or at least get the cards you want to get. Now, what you can also do, though, and this is a pretty important thing to also bring up, you can destroy some of your cards and then you'll get soul, and with that soul, you can actually craft new cards. So, for example, you can use Soul Trap on this card here and get 5 souls, and it's going to cost 50 to create a new one. But, for example, if we destroy a card like this one, a better one, it's going to give us 100 soul, and with that 100 soul, we could then go out and, for example, summon 2 of this card, if that's what we wanted to do. So, to summarize here at the end of the video, I do like the many different card types. Some of them have summon abilities that triggers whenever you summon them. Some of them even have breakthrough abilities, such as this one here. If the top card in our deck is of a certain type, then excess damage is dealt to the opponent directly. That makes the game very, very interesting, and the 2-lane system also adds a slight tactical element to the game, which I do appreciate. So now, how about we go into one of the multiplayer matches, and you guys can get to enjoy watching me, NimbleThor, get his ass beaten. That's most likely what's gonna happen in one of these multiplayer matches when we're playing against actual other players. Now, while we're waiting for that to start, I just want to emphasize, yes, the monetization does allow us to spend a lot of money on the game, but it really isn't any different from a game like Hearthstone, for example. And that game, many people find to have, you know, an absolutely okay monetization. At the end of the day, for me, it all has to do with whether or not I'll be able to compete with the free decks, and whether or not I'll be able to simply play through the single player, complete the daily quests, and thus slowly unlock the better cards, and then at least be able to compete without spending money on the game. Let me know what you think about this type of monetization in the comment section down below. And now it's time for the mobile gaming news of the day, which is that Disney has teamed up with Blue Mobile to create a new card game based on the Disney lineup of characters called Disney Sorcerer's Arena. But before we get too excited, remember that we're talking about Blue Mobile, a company that really knows how to make pay-to-win games. So I'm not too excited, to be honest, but at least we can look forward to more mobile games with Disney characters, since Glue got the license back in February 2018 to create mobile games using Disney characters. And I am very sure that this upcoming card game isn't the only game they will want to use this Disney license for. So how about you guys? Will you be playing Disney Sorcerer's Arena? Why? Why not? I'm sure you will let me know in the comment section. And until next time, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.